Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Carain Yeung.
And I'm Isabel Wong. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Rural leader puts a positive spin after drawing neutral fortune stick for Hong Kong.
Long queues at Mega Bridge crossing as holidaymakers rush into the city.
And Donald Trump calls for unity across parties at State of the Union address.
Hong Kong has no hope of gaining wealth in the year of the pig, according to a fortune stick drawn for the city at Carain Temple in a decades-long ritual.
But pro-Beijing rural leader Kenneth Lau, who drew the neutral stick, said he believed things would go well as long as people support the government. Riley Chan reports.
In what has become a tradition, the leader of rural body, the Hung Yi Kuk, is tasked with seeking a blessing for the city on the second day of the Lunar New Year. Officiating at the fortune stick drawing at Carain Temple in Shatin, Kenneth Lau drew stick number 86, a neutral which is neither good nor bad. Written as a poem in Chinese, this year's offering roughly translated as, a farmer was overjoyed to get a rocky field for business whilst sketching a bun, before realizing the field was not cultivable and the bun would not fill the stomach. The omen continued, be cautious when on the move, while there would be inauspicious times for the family. You will be peaceful, but there is no hope of gaining wealth. The stick was drawn from a cylinder filled with 96 fortune sticks, 35 of which are good, 44 neutral, and 17 considered bad. Lau, the son of late rural kingpin Wong tried to put a positive spin on the prophecy, insisting it was a good message. Hong Kong is a blessed land with a strong foundation and sizable reserves, but the government still needs public support for its policies to be successfully implemented, he said. There is a better future for Hong Kong if people support the government and avoid disputes, Lau claimed. However, a fortune teller at the temple was less optimistic, saying the message from the stick is rather bad and not neutral. How can you plant in a rocky field? How can a drawing of a bun fill your stomach? He said, referring to the Chinese poem. He believed the message implied that many Hong Kongers could not benefit from the government's welfare policies. Worshippers who visited the temple this morning seemed to side with the fortune teller's interpretation. The government's measures don't always lead to good results. See, I don't get to receive the $4,000 cash handout, this man said. This woman decided to seek a blessing for herself, as she said no one could represent all Hong Kongers, not even Lau. Meanwhile, Shatin Rural Committee Vice Chairman Lee Chi-ki has drawn a bad stick for his district. But he was not too worried, saying the bad fortune would go away as long as one takes every step cautiously. Riley Chan, HKIBC.
Tens of thousands of mainland travelers passed through the border crossing the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge today, with many complaining of long waits.
Over 450,000 people are expected to leave the city today, the most in the week-long Lunar New Year holidays. With the first Lunar New Year since the opening of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge put the mega infrastructure to test. It doesn't seem that way, as hordes of mainland tourists were seen leaving the city this afternoon in good order. These tour groups were heading to Macau after a day of sightseeing in Hong Kong. While the departure hall was slightly busy, the arrival hall saw even longer queues, jam-packed with inbound tour groups from Zhuhai. There were so many people and I am stuck in the queue for over an hour, this tourist said. Another traveler felt improvement measures were desperately needed, as it took him an hour to leave the Zhuhai port and another hour to clear border checks at the Hong Kong port. But long queues for bus route B6 linking the port to Tung Chung could frustrate the tourists even more. Luckily, buses operated at peak frequencies of 5-minute intervals. The Immigration Department had projected 7.32 million travelers would enter or leave Hong Kong during the one-week festive period ending Sunday. This represented a year-on-year increase of about 20%. The number of outbound passengers was expected to peak today, the second day of the Year of the Pig, with an estimated 454,000 travelers leaving the city. Border facilities will be put to another test tomorrow, when more than 500,000 people are expected to enter Hong Kong on the last day of the public holidays.
A young couple has been found dead in a flat in Ma On Shan in what appears to be a murder-suicide.
Police believe the man attacked his girlfriend with a knife before strangling her and then ending his own life. Riley Chan has more.
Police were called to the Matt Blossom residence at around 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday evening, following a gruesome discovery by the male tenant's family. After failing to turn up for a dinner on Monday and disappearing since, the 29-year-old's mother visited his home at the upscale complex in Ma On Shan. A locksmith was called to the flat after she discovered the door was sealed from the inside using aluminium plates and screws. Upon entering the flat, they had to break into a bedroom, also sealed from the inside, before finding the two bodies, one of them hanged and another on a blood-stained bed. A pair of scissors, a cutter, and ropes were found at the scene. Following a brief investigation, Sha Tin Assistant District Commander Chen Yan said the 25-year-old woman, believed to be the manslaughter, had suffered cuts on her back and both arms. He believed the man had attacked his girlfriend, strangled her to death before hanging himself. Since the doors were sealed from the inside, police has ruled out any involvement by a third party. Riley Chen, HKIBC.
Turning overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump called for unity across political parties, but also hit out at ridiculous partisan investigations during his State of the Union address.
He once again made his case to build a wall along the southern border, calling it an urgent national crisis that must be addressed right